the likelihood of me going into, like, do deep editing on this video, very slim. Even the PowerPoint is not, like, the most visually attractive. I am just here to share my truth. Hey, it's Cecil, and it's Saturday, and as promised, here is my Sims 4 wishlist for 2025, which I had written up and stuff in January, and now it's the first day of February, and here we are. Um, some stuff I already, am somewhat in the know about because of the behind the Sims that came out after I'd written the script. But I really think that only affects one thing that was on my list, as far as I can think of. And we're still before, like, anything else happens. So, this is specifically for The Sims 4. I don't really have any specific thoughts on free play because it's been too long since I've played it. And then I know that The Sims 1 and 2 were remastered or re-released or whatever. Basically, they should function on a non-ancient computer. And then I know that the My Sims games were released for PC. That's pretty cool. But that's about all we know. We being me. But the rest is no. But this video is just about The Sims 4. So, let's get into it. It's not like it's an ugly PowerPoint. You know what I mean? Like, it's still pretty. It's still good. Also, if you see me looking over here, I'm looking at my OBS. Because usually when I have OBS open over here, I'm looking for chat. Chat's not here. This is a video. I should be looking here. Anyways, my Sims wishlist for 2025. We are going to be talking about create a sim, build by, gameplay refreshes, pack ideas, gameplay ideas, UI thoughts, and other stuff. There is definitely more things in my brain, but I wanted to keep it concise. I wanted to not have like 50 billion ideas. I just want to do simple, to the point. This is what I want within just this calendar year, probably. Some of it might be like 2026, 2027. Like, some of it is like bigger things that it's like, if it's not ready this year, that's fine. Because I'm pretty sure that they start working on stuff like a year in advance for a lot of things, because you have to. That's how production and coding and stuff works. But anyways, create a sim. I didn't even do transitions. We're just going right in. More scarves. I saw one in the Behind the Sims for the free update for the 25th anniversary, which is amazing. We got a scarf in the Cozy Celebrations event, and I think I'm going to move myself up here. That seems like a better place to put me. There we go. We got one in the Cozy Celebrations event, and it was one of the last things we got, and I already am always using it. I love it. I would love more styles, because the one that's going to release with the free update looks like it will be a very similar mesh, which is fine. I understand that they're keeping it small because otherwise it will clip with most of our outerwear type things. But it would be nice if they could experiment with the meshing a little bit in the future. Maybe not this year, but like eventually. I would love to see more scarf variety, not just in color and pattern, but also in like texture and silhouette. That would be really cool. You can already see all of this. So that's color sliders for hair and possibly eyes. It's a pain in the ass to implement. I know that modders have done it. Sometimes modders are able to do things that don't necessarily work within the regular coding context of the game. It would be a little bit of a pain, but the functionality exists because of the sliders from makeup. And I feel like color sliders would just be better than adding more swatches to hair, because if you didn't know, the way that The Sims works is you have to individually recolor every single hair. It's not as simple as just being like, make them all purple. You have to make sure that the purple is overlaying on the hairs in like a specific way. And I've done the CC creation stuff. I haven't posted it because I did like one hair and I was like, wow, I'm going to take a long nap. And then 3 years passed. So that's kind of, it's a process. But it would be super cool if they worked with, I think, Mizori Yuki and 12th Doctor 1, I think, is who made the hair sliders, and then give them so much money for their work. Yeah. I don't use the mod in my game personally, but if it was like a base game feature, I definitely would. And then eyes, I just feel like we need more with the eyes, you know? Let us get crazy with the eye colors. And then lip piercings, base game facial piercings, possibly the idea to do multiple piercings in the ear, or like mismatched piercings. Mismatched piercings would be a lot easier to implement because the way that the game mesh and the slots work in the ear vicinity, it would be very delicate to get it to not look clippy, weird, and bad to have multiple piercings. So, like, even just having more ear piercings that have multiple earrings in them would be very cool, even if we can't do full customization, because I do understand how the mesh works, and I know that that would be really difficult. It's the same reason that we can't necessarily have hearing aids and ear piercings on at the same time, because the way that the slots interact, it would just not work. Same reason that we don't have armpit hair when they added body hair. It's just the mesh, the limitations. But I would still love to have just more. But base game facial piercings, that would be cool. Tattoos. In The Sims 3, there were like tattoo designs, and then you would pick where on the body you wanted them. And I just wish we had that again. Like, please, bring that back. I also would love if it was possible to have, like, a forearm tattoo and a shoulder tattoo. Like, that would be great. But honestly, just the ability to put, like, the little equation tattoo from university somewhere else. Or, you know, just, like, the little things, I would like more customization. And then, of course, this thing at the bottom, underwear category. I'm sorry, it's important to me. I'm so serious, though. I think that we have so much underwear in the game, and I love it. It's cute. It's got personality. It has vibes. But, like, what is it for? Like, I understand that because Sims woohoo in bed in their sleepwear outfit, it's like, oh, this way they have something like cutesy and sexy to wear or whatever. But, like, then just their regular sleepwear outfit is just like an underwire bra? Are we really? I know there's an underwear category in The Sims 2. Because I remember going through that in Create a Sim there. But, like, it would be nice. Because, like, it seems so silly, and it seems almost perverted to talk about, but, like, genuinely, underwear carries personality for The Sims. It would be so fun. And if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it, and it can just be the base, what they wear anyways. But, like, if you do want to do it, you can be like, ah, yes, normal, everyday outfit, my Sim wears granny panties. But when it's time to get fancy, that's when she brings out the pink lacy, or, like, the eggplant. Oh my goodness. That underwear kit got my hopes up so much for this, and then it just wasn't. Or, oh my gosh, what about the shapewear and the binder? Like, that's great. What's the point of these? What are we doing? I would like for them to have a purpose and to be functional. Imagine if the binder was functional and we had an underwear category. Anyways. Oop. Am I on this? Here we go. Build by. Starting strong with rounded half walls, because literally everything else can now be round. We've got round fences, which I think we've pretty much always had, and the round platforms, and the round decks, and round walls, and we've got round pools. But if you try to put a rounded half wall on a rounded room, it's like, sorry, I can't. How come? Why not? Please. 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 Every time I do anything rounded in this game, it does make me cry so much. I'm okay. And then inventories, they need work because they do. They're clunky, they're glitchy, they are difficult to navigate, but the biggest thing for me is the ability to move things directly from the household inventory, like applicable things, things that you can have in your personal inventory, into your personal inventory. Especially things that end up in the household inventory because of death or weird bugs. Like, I have so many seed packets because, like, I'll give the gnomes their offering and then I'll take them off my lot, but then for some reason there's like 80 seed packets in my household inventory. And the only way to use those is if I take them out one by one and then I put them into my Sims inventory one by one and then opening them one by one. I would like to just streamline the process to be able to be like, move to Sims inventory and then have like a list of your Sims and then just be like, this guy, and then it moves it to their inventory and then you don't have to worry about it. That would be great, because I've also done the one by one thing with upgrade parts. This was before Life and Death, when you could be like, here, give the household, or give their inventory to this or that, or, whatever. But like when I was doing Not So Berry and my yellow gen sim died, because she was doing so much of the handiness, she had so many upgrade parts. And then when she died, they were all in my household inventory, and I actually sat through and took them out one by one because I still had things I wanted to upgrade, and I put them into my gray sim inventory one by one, and I wanted to jump out a window. So something to make that easier. That'd be swell. I would love that. Also, not technically build by, but being able to search the personal inventory, that would be great. Searching the household inventory would also be great. But like, just more ways to search in the game. I would love that. I have eyes in need of assistance, and trying to see if the tiny thing is the thing I'm looking for. It's a pain. It's a pain. More purple items. We don't have enough purple. My game glitched out and won't let me load into it anymore for Not So Berry, but we were about to go into the purple gen, and there's not enough purple. Like, there's purple, but there's not enough. There's never enough. I want more. Please. And then more swatches on the light switches that they gave to us. Especially, like, the base game one, Like, painted light switch covers with little flowers, or that would be so good. I love the light switches. When they added those to the game, that's what I bought the bathroom kit for. And the bathroom kit, unironically, it is one of my favorite kits in the entire game. I love it so much. I love the towels, and then, like, the messy towels. That's my favorite kind of item. Thing and then thing but slightly different. I talk about this so much. I mean it though. And then also power outlets. I think adding power outlets would also just add that little bit of vibe to the house. And I would like that. I would like that very, very much. And then, yeah, multi-selecting. Being able to, like, if you hold, maybe like if you held shift and then you like, or if you press E and then you could click, well, I guess E is eyedropper in build mode, but like some kind of combination, and then you could click on multiple windows and just move them all at once slightly up. Or like if you wanted to move an entire bit of the living room furniture slightly over and just being able to multi-select and go dunk. I don't know if that's possible, but like if it was possible, I'd really like that. Also, multi-select in the household inventory. That would be nice to be able to do that, but that's, you know. But yeah, no, multi-select while in build mode. That would be nice. And then gameplay refreshes, but I'm just talking about Get to Work because I play with Get to Work quite a bit. And yeah, aliens are such a neglected occult. And in the Behind the Sims, there was like this point where they had like a bunch of alien scientists in the science lab, and a little Delulu part of my brain is like, what if this means aliens are going to get better? And I don't think it's true, but I wish it was true. Okay. But yeah, anyways, to what's actually on the slide. Number one, there's no real consequence to having it be discovered that they're an alien, except for maybe a little bit of a relationship loss. I want the threat of being taken away by the government for experimentation looming over me. I want to see some sort of measure of their brain power instead of just getting a moodlet that's like, well, that used all their brain power. Like, okay, what does that mean? I want a skill tree so badly. More alien powers. I want it to matter. I want them to matter. Like, because what's the point of hiding it? If no one really cares and there's no real consequences, why do we have disguises anyways? All that does is make me, the player, forget, oh yeah, my Grey Gen Sim in Not So Berry was an alien. And then he had kids, and they came out blue and human, but blue, and I'm like, right! You're an alien! I remember now. Anyways, so would love for aliens to actually mean something. Healthcare, would also love for that to mean something. You get sick, you take the exact same medicine every time, and that's it. You go to the hospital if you're giving birth or if you're a doctor, and that's it. I would like to be able to get vaccines. I would like to go and, like, get a checkup when they're not doing well. Like, obviously, the functionality exists because when you're playing as a doctor, there's patients there with different sicknesses, and you diagnose them and stuff. So I would love to experience that as the patient. It might not be as interesting as doing the detective work, right? But it would still be better. Because as the sickness system currently stands, I just cheat it away. I don't care. It does not compel me at all. I cheat it away. And now I use a Deep Indigo's Healthcare Redux because that is way more, and I love it. So, would love that. And then finally, what if when we went to stores, they were open? What if when we went to stores, they were open? There's been this issue where if you have ever played with the household that owns the store, suddenly, if you go to it with your actual household that you're playing with, it's not open, and you can't buy anything or have a shopping experience. Why? um, so yeah, I, I love building my own stores and like designing that experience and then setting them up because you have to mark things as being for sale, right? You can't just like send it out that you got to mark things as being for sale. So I grab a random household like the land grabs and I'm like, here, let me set everything as for sale. And then I stop playing, like I move the land grabs to other households and then I go to the store and then suddenly it's like the store isn't open and I'm like, what do you mean? Why not? So would love it if the store was open. Now to pack ideas. Number one, fairy game pack. It's the occult that we're lacking. We need them. Spinning Plum Bobs has done an incredible mod for fairies and witches. Their fairies, really cool. EA could pay them to do it. Imagine creators getting paid for the work that they do because they deserve it. That would be cool. Skill tree, some sort of like spell book that's kind of maybe like what the spellcasters have, but different enough that it's like, yeah, okay, this is a separate occult. Seelie and unseelie courts, like some sort of like Realm of Magic type vibe, but instead it's like the Midsummer Court or whatever, and it's like that little bonus world. Or even if it was just all in the actual world, like how Ravenwood has that ghosty area, but you can access it no matter what. That would be good. If you had like maybe part of it is all like dark and stuff, and the other parts like, that could be good. I don't know. Titania inspired NPC Fairy Queen. That would be cool. Fairy rings, pranks, dancing in the forest with your fairy brethren, little fairy forms with the little fairy bungalows that we had in The Sims 3 that were really cute and like woodsy, mossy furniture style. And then, of course, the final thing on here, a leyline lot trait that gives the chance for a baby to be a changeling fairy instead of human. Like, we have the dark leyline for having a vampire baby instead of a human baby. What if it was like a mystical leyline or something like that? And then there's a chance that it's going to be a fairy instead of a human. Like, that could be good. Number two, pottery stuff pack, because this is a hobby that we have in free play, but not in the main game, and I would love it. They went so hard. They put their whole Simosi into knitting, into cross-stitch, into jewelry, and pottery would be just as good. It would not be for everybody, but nothing is, and it would be for a lot of us. Pots and vases and plates and mugs and sculptures and little charms and like the deformed blobs for poor quality pottery. It would be good. It would be good. It would be good. I have, of course, had to throw my hat in the ring for creative aspiration. Could be called pothead. That could be too on the nose. But I do think I'm right. It would be really cool. And if my sim could do pottery, then when I see pottery videos, I could be like, let me play Sims instead of talking my ADHD off a cliff, because it's like, what if we did pottery? We can't do pottery. That is an expensive hobby. Finally, car expansion pack, but caveat, cars and bikes would need to be the base game before they made a car-themed expansion pack, because otherwise people would not be happy about that. But a pack with some sort of like complex automotive experience, that would be okay. That would be understandable, right? A mechanic career and a race car career, one active, one rabbit hole. I would prefer the mechanic be active because that's what's interesting to me. Other people might feel other ways. Who cares? The point is, having like a couple careers could be really cool. A mechanic skill, a driving skill, the driving skill being like a minor skill. And I I'm not entirely sure how the coding would work, but like when you start a new game, if there was like a loop that runs to have a percent chance that young adult and older Sims would like already have enough driving skill to drive. Teens being taught how to drive, generation style, you know? And then like going to the mechanic for tune-ups or something when something is wrong with the car, or learning the mechanic skill yourself even if you're not a mechanic. But like much like with get to work healthcare, I would want both sides of the mechanic experience, right? I would want to be able to go to work as a mechanic or go to the mechanic as a person who needs a mechanic. You know, I would need both. I would need both. And then, of course, just maybe new likes and dislikes for types of cars. It's not essential, but it could be silly fun. Like, imagine your sim loves minivans and hates muscle cars. Or you have a sim who loves sports cars and hates, I don't know, types of cars. That's a shame. My grandfather is a mechanic. Finally, kit montage, gameplay kit. Anything. Any gameplay kit. Bust the Dust only flopped so hard because it was broken. The concept of a gameplay kit was not a bad concept. It would have been fine. We just make a better gameplay kit. A gameplay creator kit, even. That would be really cool. Like, I don't know, a Deep Indigo, or Ice Mun Mun, or a Spinning Plum Bobs, or just literally any creator doing a gameplay kit would slap so unbelievably hard. I think they deserve recognition. However, I also deeply want creator kits. This isn't on here, but I want creator kits to have better payment for the creators. I think that, especially for the ones where the creators actually made the kit, not just collaborated on the creative process, but they made every item and all of that stuff, they should get a commission off of every sale, not just a flat fee, because EA is going to be making money on that in perpetuity. They deserve to get a commission for the thing that they made 100%. Anyways, if you buy a creator kit, whether it's a collab or one that they fully made from start to finish, make sure to use that creator's creator code so that they do make a commission off of it. Yay. A playground kit with just like playground furniture type things, swing sets, a slide, instead of just like, we have a toddler slide. I think we have 2 toddler slides now, but like maybe a proper child-sized slide that's just a slide, you know? Just more playground equipment. I think that would be nice. I feel like, I don't know, it would just be nice to have more, like a seesaw or something, you know? More. It would be great. And then a masquerade ball themed cast kit. I need it. I need it so badly. It would go so hard. Everything being so I just love masquerade ball aesthetic vibes. So ball gowns and those elbow length gloves and swanky tuxes, and like there's some like sparkly ball gown type things and sparkly makeup and stuff from like luxury party stuff. But that's really old, and the meshes and texture on all that stuff isn't very good. Same thing goes for like, I mean, vintage glamour I think looks better than luxury party stuff, but like, is it great? It could be better. And I just think this would be an opportunity to really give the vibe that luxury party was going for, but like really drive it home and be absolutely wonderful and beautiful. Gameplay ideas, burglars, right out the gate. Burglars, please, where are they? When they gave us the teaser in For Rent and everybody was so excited, and all it does is let you break into your neighbor's house. In The Sims 3, burglars would come into my house and steal my bathtub. If I'm not throwing hands with a guy who tried to steal my washing machine, why are we playing this game? What's happening? Why are we here? Cars in the base game, like I said, but also we would need like a driveway item to shape the terrain so that it actually like connected to the road and wasn't weird. I think that would help. It wouldn't completely fix how pedestrian the game is, but it would help. Canes, walkers, there's probably a lot of work that needs to be done before wheelchairs could be implemented well, but we've had canes in previous iterations of the game. It'd be a good place to start. Good for elders, but I don't want it locked to elders. I'm a young adult who uses a cane as a mobility aid because of disability. I think it would be nice to have that sort of representation. Even like a crutch item that could be used for child and toddler aged Sims, that it would be nice. It would be nice to have some representation, you know? And then more gameplay. I know people want like a band pack, which would also be great. I just wanted to keep it to like one slide per pack type. But like, just having a jam together option in the base game so that if everybody wants to play an instrument in the same room, instead of clashing horribly, they could have a jam session like in The Sims 3. That would be great. And then more woodworking. Literally anything. Just give woodworking more. More. She has not gotten new things since I think Outdoor Retreat. Give her more. UI, in-game. We should be able to ask pronouns and see pronouns for townies. If I am going to talk about Don Lothario behind his back, I should be able to see the appropriate pronouns for that save file. Pop it into the profile that we can see, and when we hover over their icon while in Convo, put it kind of like where the werewolf vampire rank thing goes type, you know, just like a little he, him, you know? In Create a Sim, overhauling the gender and sexuality panel a little bit, like putting gender identity things separate from biology things, and then in gender identity we could add preferences on what words could be used in relationship to other Sims. Like, it could just be simple, prefers masculine, neutral, or feminine terms. But personally, as a genderqueer person myself, I would love to be able to choose that for each type of relationship, with like as a parent, as a child, as a partner, as a sibling, so on and so forth. Because when they updated the romantic labels to be neutral, just partner, spouse, engaged, there are trans and queer people that still use binary terms because that's what makes them feel valid. Forced neutrality is not as inclusive as it seems. Trans men who want to make themselves as someone's husband should be able to do that type of thing. It's just, it could be better. It could be better. I personally don't have the answer for aunt, uncle, or niece, nephew neutral term. I know that pibbling and nibbling, respectively, are words that people use. As a non-binary person, I find that I don't love those words personally, but that doesn't mean that they're bad. It just means that they don't work for me personally. So, having options though. Having options and like being like, well, maybe they prefer partner and spouse, but like to their kids, they're the mom, you know? Like just being able to kind of pick and choose, I would like that. But even just having a very simple, broad, which one do you want to use would be nice. But much like how they started out with trying to make all of it say they, them, and people were like, hey, that's still not inclusive because, hello. They were like, okay, So instead of making everything say they, them, and then they added custom pronouns. So that's the train of thought that I'm thinking of with this. Final other stuff is to fix the base game household relationships. Please give Bob and Eliza negative romance and low to negative friendship. Be unhappy. BFF household should actually be BFFs with each other. Why do they barely know each other? Don Lothario and Katrina Caliente should have romance and actually know each other, or at the very least be woohoo partners. That is just a strange man in the Caliente house. What do you mean, Boy Toy Don? And then Johnny Zest being actually related to the Landgrabs. Have a bad relationship specifically with Nancy, if not also Jeffrey, though I think that Jeffrey would still have some sort of closeness, just not super close, because I'm sure Johnny would still, like, resent him for not standing up more to Nancy, but, like, give me the drama. They don't even know each other, much less are related to each other. Like, give me something. And then worlds that might come about. An African-inspired world, we don't have any of those. Southeast Asia also would be amazing. The architecture would go so hard. More representation for the people. Even more Eastern European. Oh, I love Ravenwood so much. I love it. So just more places in the world. Let them be represented. That is all. Thank you. So, this is my truth. I have been talking for almost 40 minutes. No stopping. My throat is dry. I'm gonna go drink some water. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Is there anything that you really want to see in The Sims in 2025? And you can follow me in the links in the description box below, including over on Twitch, where I stream The Sims pretty often, Sims 4 and sometimes The Sims 3. We are currently playing through Life and Death a bit before restarting Not So Very, since the original save file corrupted. You can also join me over on Discord, because we have a gaming channel in the server where I will often just be rambling about Sims related things. Also, sometimes when I find mods that I think are cool, I share them there, so you might enjoy that. Share this with somebody else who likes The Sims, and if you have not done so yet, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.